Hello, good evening, and welcome to Henley High School. It's the home opener for Henley boys basketball as they host Yreka out of California. I'm Matt Bowling. Pleasure to be with you here on 104.3 and 960 Sports. We'll take a look at both of these teams in our pregame show on the other side of this break. You're watching Henley basketball on mybasin.com and listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it. But the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
Not corporate. Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Almost a year ago to the day, December 13th, 2022, that game was at Yreka, and Henley won 59-41. This year, Yreka comes in 3-4, coming off a 7th place finish at the Mount Shasta tournament last weekend. They lost 72-66 to Durham and lost to Biggs 67-58 before beating Etna 58-43. Meanwhile, Henley was up at the Marist Classic, played a couple games in that showcase. They beat the host Marist Catholic 49-43 on Friday night, and then beat Cottage Grove 48-43 on Saturday afternoon. It was two really tight games for Henley, whose first 4 games of the season had all been decided by 20 points or more. So Henley head coach Luke Hammond pretty happy for his team to be able to get the experience of playing in and winning a couple of close games. Those 2 wins got Henley off to a 5-1 start. It's their best record through their first 6 games since the 2017-18 season. Yreka, meanwhile, is 3-4. Interestingly, they were also 3-4 when they faced Henley this time last year. So a little bit of deja vu, identical record for the Miners, and almost a year ago to the day that they faced Henley the last time. We're going to take another break. More for you on the other side. When we come back, I'm Matt Bowling. You're watching Henley basketball on mybasin.com and listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home.
And immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Tuning in, know that the Henley boys game is looking to get started a little bit late, as the JV boys game that was preceding it is in the closing seconds of overtime. Henley is up 48-44 with 7.6 to go. While we're here, we also want to let you know that the Henley girls are getting set to tip off right about now at Yreka. So boys hosting Yreka, girls at Yreka. That game is not on the radio, but it is being live streamed on mybasin.com. Josh Eldridge is on the call down in California. That game's a rematch of the Yreka Invitational Championship game from 10 days ago. The Henley girls beat the Miners 84-33. Henley girls off to a fantastic start, as are the boys. Girls at 6-0. So looking back a bit more at the Marist Classic, again, Henley beat Marist Catholic, the event host, 49-43 on Friday night. It was a really tight game. Chris Janney made a couple clutch shots in the final minute. He had a floater with about 59 seconds to go that put Henley up by 6. He then later sunk a free throw with 8 seconds on the clock that made it a 2-possession game and enabled Henley to seal the win. Cottage Grove, meanwhile, it was Bryson Montag with a clutch layup in the final 30 seconds to help Henley get the win in that game. Again, the first 4 games for the Henley boys this season were all decided by at least 20 points. They also went down to the Yreka Invitational along with the girls. They played in more of a showcase event rather than a true bracket, but they just dominated. 63-27 over Etna, 51-31 over Red Bluff, and 57-28 over Del Norte. And last Wednesday, they went up to Redmond, played up a class. Redmond 5A. They ended up losing that game 70-48. Luke Hammond, though, very happy with the bounce back from his team in the Marist Classic with those 2 wins to put Henley at 5-1 on the season. Best record through their first 6 games since the 2017-18 season. All right, the JV game is over. It was a win for the Henley boys, so we've got 15 minutes on the warm-up clock for the varsity game. I'm Matt Bowling. We'll take another break. You're listening to Henley Basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
During COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it, but the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
Thread. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Henley girls, who should be tipping off right about now on mybasin.com down in California. They are returning to Yreka, where they won the Yreka Invitational 10 days ago. The Henley girls off to their best start since the 2014-15 season. Looking back at their games at the Marist Classic, they also played Marist Catholic on Friday, beat them 54-27, held the Spartans to one field goal in the second half. It was a tight game, 15-14 after the first quarter. Henley even fell behind 18-17, 6:22 left in the second. They then went on a 16-0 run, including 7 straight points from Annie Campos over the next 5 minutes. Took a 33-20 lead into halftime. Third quarter, bit of a rock fight. Henley won it 7-4, stretched their lead to 40-24, entering the fourth, and pretty much just coasted from there. Annie Campos finished that game with 23 points, 6 rebounds, 5 steals, and 4 assists. Anna Harper, meanwhile, added 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 block. He had Lily Fassell with 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals. Jewel Northcutt with 4 points and 5 rebounds. Kenny Modine and Senya Campos with 3 points each. Maya Mock with 2 points and 2 rebounds. Preston Shade with 1 point and 7 rebounds. And Bailey Ladner with 1 point. Nobody for Marist Catholic had more than 7 points. And that's been a signature for this Henley girls team. They pride themselves on their defense. And that's something that head coach Randy Denson really emphasizes. Half court, full court. They have forced a lot of turnovers over their opening few games of the season. Then on Saturday, Henley girls also faced Cottage Grove. They got out to a 36-13 lead. Cottage Grove really struggled with turnovers in that game, especially on offense. They threw a lot of passes into the post, out of bounds. They just had no answer for Annie Campos on defense. She outscored Cottage Grove by herself in the first half with 14 points. Lions made things a little interesting in the fourth quarter after Senya Campos hit a free throw to put Henley up 51-30 with 5:33 to go. The Lions just exploded for 11 points in the next minute and 35 to cut the lead to 10. Henley, though, quickly regained control after that. After taking a timeout, did not allow a field goal for the rest of the game. Annie Campos finished with 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 assists. Anna Harper had another outstanding game on the boards. She has been a rebounding machine this season. In the game against Cottage Grove, she put up 11 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 assists. In terms of other contributors for the Hornets, you had Kennedy Modine with 8 points, Senya Campos with 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Lily Fussell with 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 block. Jewel Northcutt with 4 points, 5 steals, and 3 rebounds. Preston Shade with 4 points and 3 steals, and Maya Mock with 2 points and 2 steals. Really outstanding game from the Henley girls. Again, 6-0 on the season. That's their best start since the 2014-15 season, so 9 years it's been since they started 6-0. And that year, the Henley girls actually won. They started a lot better than 6-0. They didn't lose a game until their last regular season game at Crater. Ended up making it to the state championship game that year where they lost to Sutherland. So 25-2 was the final record for Henley that year after a 22-0 start. Obviously, a long way to go for this year's Henley girls if they want to match that, but they have looked very good so far. Really haven't really been pushed much in any of their games. You give the full rundown of their schedule. They played in the bracket-style tournament at the Yreka Invitational. They beat Cascade Christian 69-48 in the opener. In the semifinals, they beat Del Norte 75-48, and then the championship game, they beat Yreka 84-33. At home here at Henley in the home opener for the girls last Wednesday, they beat Redmond 65-53. Then, of course, at the Marist Classic last weekend, 54-27 over Marist Catholic, 61-44 over Cottage Grove. So, unlike the boys, Henley girls haven't really had to pull out any close ones yet this season. We'll see if that changes. They do have another appointment with a 5A school. They're going to be playing Caldera, hosting Caldera next Thursday at 6:30, or next Tuesday, excuse me, December 19th at 6:30. We will, of course, have live coverage of that game for you on mybasin.com. We've got 6 minutes on the warm-up clock here for the Henley boys game. So let's take a closer look at how the boys games unfolded up at the Marist Catholic last weekend. I mentioned that Chris Janney sank a clutch free throw with 8 seconds to go to help Henley beat the host team Marist Catholic on Saturday. That was after Henley withstood a pretty back and forth first 3 quarters. I mean, the Hornets led 12-8 after the first quarter. They went up 14-8 after a pair of free throws from Luke Bennett with 7:08 remaining in the second quarter. Marist Catholic then got 7 straight points from Kai Holmes, including back-to-back threes. Spartans took a 15-14 lead with 4:38 to go. Hornets responded with a 7-0 run of their own over the next minute, 50 seconds. Spartans then scored the last 4 points of the half, cutting Henley's lead to 21-19 at the break. Third quarter was a wild one. 2 ties and 6 lead changes, last of which came after Kai Holmes missed a deep 3 with 8 seconds left. Luke Bennett scooped up the loose ball, took 1 dribble, threw a pass from near midcourt to a wide-open Lane Frank. He had sprinted out well ahead of the play, nailed a buzzer-beating layup to put Henley on top 32-31 headed into the fourth. That sparked a 9-0 run for the Hornets. It was broken by another 3 from Kai Holmes with 6:10 left in the game. About a minute later, he blocked a Marcus McCready shot in the low post, sprinted down the court to receive a pass, and threw down a one-handed dunk. That pulled Marist Catholic back to within 39-36. Chris Janney immediately answered with a 3 on the other end. Marcus McCready made 2 free throws on Henley's next possession, and it was 44-36. Henley leading with 4:16 to go. Teams traded some empty possessions for about a couple minutes after Peyton Tyner sank a pair of free throws to make it 44-40. with 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Then 59.5 seconds on the clock. Pass in the paint intended for Marcus McCready. Gets tipped out toward Chris Janney. He picks the ball up off the floor, dribbles once, sinks a contested floater, puts Henley up 46-40. Marist Catholic again, though, had a response. Nick Hudson drilled a three. 45 seconds to go. Spartans forced a Henley turnover on the next possession. 21.4 seconds on the clock. Marist Catholic inbounded the ball in the front court, out of a timeout, with a chance to tie the game. No big surprise. They put the ball in Kai Holmes' hands, but with Marcus McCready on him, he missed the game-tying three. Chris Janney got the rebound, got fouled with 8 seconds left. He was at the free throw line with a chance to win. He did miss the first free throw, but he made the second, put Henley up 4. Hornets' last point came on a Luke Bennett free throw after Marist Catholic threw a pass out of bounds with 4.6 seconds remaining. McCready and Bennett each led the Hornets in that game with 15 points. Chris Janney finished with 9. Aiden Hayes and Owen Harper had 4 each, and Lane Frank had 2. Next day against Cottage Grove, played out eerily similar, right down to being only 1 point off, almost the exact same final score, 49-43 versus 48-43. In that game, Henley led 16-8 after the first quarter. Marcus McCready and Luke Bennett each scored 8 points in that first quarter. He stretched the lead to 27-14 late in the second, but Cottage Grove's Landon Vaughn hit 2 unanswered threes in the final minute and 50 seconds, including one at the buzzer, cutting Henley's lead to 27-20 at halftime. Now, just like Lane Frank's buzzer-beating layup to end the third quarter against Marist Catholic in that Friday game sparked a big run for Henley to open the fourth quarter, Landon Vaughn's first-half buzzer-beater sparked a big run for Cottage Grove to open the second half. Lions went on an 8-0 run in the first 2:05 of the third quarter, held Henley scoreless until McCready tied the game at 29-29 with 4:15 remaining. Henley settled back in from there, took a 38-33 lead heading into the fourth. But Cottage Grove, not done. Cole Kishin hit a contested floater with 6:33 remaining, made it a one-possession game again, 40-37. That score would hold up until Marcus McCready beat 3 defenders for a putback layup, made it 42-37 with 4:09 to go. Henley seemed comfortably ahead at 45-37 with a minute 20 to go, but one last run from Cottage Grove. They got threes from Gannon Leach and Vaughn to draw within 46-43 with 29.2 seconds on the clock. Henley inbounded from the right corner on their own end of the court. Chris Janney threw it in to Luke Bennett. He turned, threw it to McCready. McCready then bounced it to a wide-open Bryson Montag, who laid it in. Cottage Grove came up empty on its last possession, and Henley escaped with the win. Bennett finished with 19 points. McCready had 17. Harper had 3. Frank had 3. Montag had 2. Janney had 2. And Hayes also had 2. All right, we are just about ready for the tip-off here at Henley. It looks like I'm going to run through the national anthem and starting lineups first. Once again, I am Matt Bowling here with you at Henley High School. It's the home opener for the Hornets boys as they host Yreka out of California. Little change to the Henley roster. Micah Ibarra, a freshman, has been called up from the JV team to replace TJ Chavez, who is out with an injury. All right, they are getting ready for the national anthem, so we will step aside, tip-off on the other side. You're listening to Henley Basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
During COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it, but the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, No, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week, and the next week, and soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes, and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
Now let's meet our starting lineups. First, for the visiting minors of Yreka High School, junior number 1, Isaac Tenassi, senior number 3, Gio McEwen, junior number 4, Trevin Crane, junior number 21, Brody Zedeker, and junior number 23, Skylar McLean.
Welcome back. They're introducing the starting lineups. Yreka out there in their road blacks with some yellow on the shoulders. Henley, meanwhile, got the home whites, all white with blue trim. Looks like the Hornets are going to be rolling with their usual starting lineup: Aiden Hayes, Owen Harper, Chris Janney, Luke Bennett, and Marcus McCready. So here we go, home opener for Henley boys. A reminder that the Henley girls are playing at Yreka. That game is going on right now. If you're watching on mybasin.com, you can do a little split screen action if you want to. Josh Eldridge is on the call for that one. So here we go. Henley at 5-1, Yreka at 3-4. Some interstate high school basketball here at the Hornets' Nest. It's going to be Marcus McCready against Skylar McLean for the opening tip-off, and we are underway. It's won by the Hornets, and Luke Bennett's got it at midcourt. Gives it to Hayes on the left wing. Passes it to Janney. From the top of the key, goes left, tries to drive. Hayes has it in the left corner. Hayes passes it in the paint. It's nearly turned over, but there's Luke Bennett who lays it in for the opening points. 2-0 Henley, 7:33 remaining in the first quarter. They try to trap it midcourt. Ball is tipped up, kept in by Bennett, but out of bounds. And last touched by Yreka on the baseline. So it'll be Henley ball, an early turnover for the Miners. And Hayes inbounds it to Janney and gets it back as he dribbles it across the midcourt line. Throw it underneath, down low to McCready. He tries to go up, loses it, but they'll say it was last touched by Skylar McLean of Yreka, so it'll stay with Henley. Aiden Hayes getting set to inbound. Just floats one up to McCready on the right elbow. He takes one dribble and lays it in off the glass. 4-0 Henley, 7:08 to go in the first quarter. Tenassi, they throw it into the right corner. Pass tipped by Luke Bennett as Crane has it up top. Crane on the right wing, pulls a three and misses. Rebound tipped up and finally pulled down by McCready. Janney dribbles it up the right side. Janney on the right block, kicks it back to McCready. Right slot, takes a three, misses. Rebound tip towards Hayes in the left corner. He comes down with it. He throws it cross court to Harper, who takes it in from the left corner, and a foul is called. So it'll be an inbound for Henley on the right side of the baseline. Foul is on Isaac Tenassi, first foul of the game. McCready gets the inbound on the right elbow. Has it stolen from him by McEwen, and Gio McEwen hands it to Tanasi at center court. Top of the key three is in and out. Rebounded by McCready. Up to Janney across half court. Janney loses control. It's taken away by McEwen. McEwen at the free throw line. Kicks it back to Tanasi. On the left wing is Crane. At the Henley logo is Gio McEwen, Tanasi rather, guarded by Janney. In the right corner, McEwen. At the top of the key, Crane. Crane. In the left corner, a three from Tanasi, right corner rather, a three from Tanasi is no good. Rebounded by Harper. And here comes Luke Bennett across half court, splitting the defense and getting the lay-in. Oh my, Luke Bennett taking it in from the right elbow. Little Euro step, and it's 6-0 Henley with 5:31 to go in the first quarter. Tanasi, right slot, right corner McEwen. McEwen dribbles along the baseline, passes it around McCready to McLean, who misses the shot from the paint, and the ball comes to Chris Janney. He hands it to Aiden Hayes in front of the Yreka bench. Dribbles it in, left lane, floater no good. He tries to grab his own miss, but gets beaten to it by Trevin Crane. Crane on the left wing. Back up to Tanasi near midcourt. Tanasi from the top of the key. Crane in the left corner, guarded by Bennett. Back up to Tanasi. On the right wing is Brody Zedeker. And in the right corner is Trevin Crane. They whip it back up top to Tanasi. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. It's stolen from McLean by Bennett, and Hayes takes possession. Fires it into the right corner for Harper. Now Bennett, right corner, back up to Janney at the top. He takes it in and scores. Chris Janney dribbling it in for a layup. It's 8-0 Henley, 4:23 to go, and Yreka takes a timeout. We'll take 1-2. I'm Matt Bowling. You're watching Henley Basketball on mybasin.com and listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
First basket as Henley has gotten out to an 8-0 lead here at the Hornets' Nest. Bryson Montag, who checked in along with Lane Frank after that timeout, just picked up his first foul, so the count is now even at 1 apiece as Trevin Crane has it on the left wing for the Miners. McEwen up top, McLean on the left wing. Back to Tanasi at the left elbow. Kicks it to McEwen in the right corner. He's double teamed. Dribbles it to McLean. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Tanasi has to pull a desperation shot and knocks it down. Isaac Tanasi gets Yreka on the board from Trae Young range. Or maybe Steph Curry range, depending on your preference. Henley turns it over. Crane and Tanasi dribbling it across midcourt. Hornets up 8-3 with 3:23 to go. A left corner three from McEwen won't go, and it's rebounded by Bennett. He fires it ahead to Montag, but it's slapped out of bounds by Tanasi right at his own bench. Bennett to inbound in front of the Yreka bench. He gets it to McCready. And now Lane Frank, now Bennett in the right corner. guarded by Tanasi. Bennett dribbling along the baseline. Reverse layup blocked, but McCready there for the putback attempt. That one won't go either. 3 minutes even. It's still 8-3 Henley as Skylar McLean scores over McCready. That cuts it to 8-5 Henley. 2:50 to go in the first. Hayes at the top of the key hands it to Frank. Frank dribbles onto the left wing, hands it to Montag at the left elbow. Gives it to McCready down low, and he puts it in easily. Back out to a 5-point lead for the Hornets. 10-5, 2:34 to go in the first quarter. Long pass to a wide open Zediker in the left corner, but couldn't hit the three. Pass too far, too high really for Frank down in the paint from Luke Bennett. It sails out of bounds off his hands, and it'll be Yreka ball on their own baseline. Tanasi inbounds it to McEwen, gets it right back. He's picked up full court by Montag, almost loses the dribble. Gets it to Crane across the half-court line. Back to Tanasi at the top of the key. Guarded tightly by Montag. Dribbles onto the right wing. Now they pass it to the left wing. Crane pulls a three, misses off the back rim, and Lane Frank gets the rebound at the top of the key. Hayes dribbles it across midcourt. Montag on the left wing. Frank dribbles it down to the left wing, gives it to Bennett. Bennett in from the left wing through traffic. Layup wouldn't go. Rebound McCready. The putback is good. 12-5 Henley, a minute 34 to go in the first quarter. Isaac Tanasi at the Henley logo, dribbles onto the right wing. Passes it to Crane up top. Now back onto the right wing, McEwen. McEwen dribbling it into the paint. In the high post, puts up a floater, and it drops. Henley up 12-7, a minute 7 to go in the first quarter. Montag dribbles it in from the left wing. Tried to pass it to McCready, but it was intercepted by Zediker, who turns it over back to Montag. And Montag has it poked away, but it was last touched by Gio McEwen of Yreka, so it'll be Henley ball. Chris Janney checking back in for Henley as Aiden Hayes takes a seat. Bennett to inbound on the left side of the baseline. Bennett, left corner, thought about a three. Instead, he'll dribble it in. Kicks it out to Janney. Frank, right corner three, no good. It's short. Rebounded by Bennett. Gotten back to Frank. Frank takes it in and scores off the glass. Great take by Lane Frank. Puts Henley up 14-7, 33 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tanasi in front of the Henley bench. Guarded by Montag. Fires it down low and too high for Zediker. It sails out of bounds. 19.8 seconds on the clock. Henley can get the last shot of the quarter here as they inbound it to Lane Frank. Luke Hammond giving some instructions to the Hornets as Frank brings it to the top of the key. Gives it to Janney on the right wing. Janney throws it down low to McCready. Spinning in the lane and scoring. 16-7 Henley. A desperation heave. Oh, that almost went off the back rim. And Henley takes a 16-7 lead into the second quarter. We'll be right back. You're watching Henley basketball on mybasin.com and listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the second quarter here at Henley. It's the home opener for the Henley boys. They lead Yreka 16-7. Matt Bowling here with you on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Yreka gets possession to start the quarter, and Tanasi fires it to Dunbar on the left wing. He takes it in and scores. 16-9, Henley leads with 7:45 to go in the second quarter. At the top of the key, it's Hayes to Frank, dribbling in from the left wing, kicks it out to Bennett. Bennett back out to Frank, right corner. From the right elbow, passes it to Hayes on the left wing, takes it in and is fouled. It's a shooting foul, so Aiden Hayes will go to the free throw line. Foul is called on Isaac Tanasi. It's his second foul of the game. First of the quarter on Yreka, as Aiden Hayes misses the first free throw off the front of the rim. He's coming off 2 points, 4 assists, and 2 blocks in the game against Cottage Grove on Saturday. Rattles in the second free throw, so Henley takes a 17-9 lead with 7:19 to go in the second quarter. Dunbar on the left wing. Fires it over to McLean on in the right corner. Back up to Tanasi on the right wing. Dunbar from the left slot misses a three. Rebounded by McLean. Back out to Dunbar, left wing. Guarded by Hayes. Back up to McEwen. Right wing, takes it in, puts it up, and gets fouled. That'll be 2 free throws for Gio McEwen. It's on Luke Bennett. That's his first. The foul count is now even at 1 apiece for the quarter. McEwen misses the first free throw off the right side of the rim, as Marcus McCready checks back in for Henley. Luke Bennett will come to the bench. McEwen's second free throw misses off the backboard, so it remains 17-9 Henley, 6:47 to go in the half. Hayes on the right wing to the right corner, fires it in for McCready. Pass missed, but a foul was called. That's the second of the quarter on Yreka. It's against Skylar McLean. That's his first. Aiden Hayes will inbound from the right side of the baseline. Floats one over the top to Harper. Harper fires it down low to McCready. Shot misses, and it's rebounded by the Miners. Tanasi fires it ahead to Zedeker. They get it up top to Tanasi. Dunbar, right wing. Back to Tanasi. Just inside the top of the key. McLean passes it down low to Zedeker, who misses the layup. Rebounded by Lane Frank. Harper in the right corner. Out to Lane Frank. Hayes on the left wing. Fires it to McCready in the low post. He spins and scores. They cannot see him in the paint right now. It's 19-9 Henley. 5:55 to go in the first half. Tanasi pulls a three from the right wing and misses. It's rebounded by Harper. Hayes bringing it up the left side. On the left wing. Moves it back near midcourt. He's guarded by McEwen. Gets a screen from Janney. Goes left. Up to Harper in the left corner. McCready up top. Fires it down low to Harper, who misses the bunny. Tanasi takes it across half court. McEwen on the left wing, guarded by Frank. Sends it over to Zedeker. Over to McLean. Back out to Dunbar, still around the top of the key. He gets the screen, goes in the right lane. It's swatted by McCready. Henley retakes possession. Hayes at the top of the key. Over to Harper on the left wing. Takes it in. Harper, the floater, no good. Rebounded by McCready. The putback is there. 21-9, Henley and the Hornets take a timeout. 4:52 to go in the first half. We'll take it with them. I'm Matt Bowling. You're listening to Henley Basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
What, Rod? Great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back. Henley up 21-9 here in the second quarter. Hornets called a timeout after the lay-in by Marcus McCready underneath. 4:50 to go in the half. Yreka simply cannot match up with him in the paint. McEwen on the left wing. Dribbles it up to the top of the key, gives it to Tanasi on the right side. Tanasi. Henley seems to be in a zone here as McEwen chucks up a three that won't fall. Rebounded by Harper. Up to Bennett. Left side. Throws it to Janney. Tipped. Bennett saves it from going out of bounds, but it's turned over to Yreka. Acrobatic play by Luke Bennett. Unfortunately, it does not result in an extra possession for Henley. And Tanasi hits a three from the left wing. Henley's lead down to 21-12 with 4:05 to go in the half. Bennett. Hayes from the right elbow. No good. Rebound, McCready, and he is fouled. It's on Trevin Crane. That's his first. Third of the quarter on Yreka as McCready misses the first free throw. One of the new rules this year in Oregon for high school basketball is that 5 fouls in a quarter gets you to the bonus. No longer is it 7 fouls and a half. McCready makes the second free throw, so Henley's lead back out to double digits, 22-12, 3:48 to go in the half. Three from the right wing is no good, rebounded by McCready, and he hands it to Luke Bennett. Bennett dispossessed at midcourt. McEwen makes the layup from the right side. It's 22-14 Henley with 3.5 to go in the half. Hayes in the left lane. Tried to give it to McCready. It was tipped, recovered by Harper, who puts it up, and it's good. Owen Harper with a jumper from the right block. It's 24-14 Henley, 3:10 to go. And the Miners turn it over in the paint. Stolen by Harper, given to Hayes. He brings it up the left side. At the top of the key, it's Bennett. He drives to the right elbow. In the left corner, Hayes to McCready underneath. And it's pretty much automatic for him right now. 26-14 Henley, 2:49 to go in the half. Stolen, almost stolen by Harper. It was tipped into the backcourt. Bryson Montag getting ready to check back in for the Hornets as Crane in the paint. Layup no good over McCready. Now McCready charging down the right lane, misses the lay-in, and the Miners get the rebound. In the right corner, it's Zedeker. Back up top to Crane. McEwen, top of the key, guarded by Bennett. Zedeker. They've still got it around the top of the key as Crane pulls a three and misses. Rebounded by Harper, who takes it and is fouled by McEwen. That's his first and the fourth of the quarter on Yreka. Isaac Tanasi checks back in for Yreka as Trevin Crane takes a seat. Meanwhile, it's Bryson Montag re-entering for the Hornets, as Owen Harper comes to the bench. McCready at the top of the key. Throws it to Janney on the right wing. Janney takes it in, and he gets swatted, but he's fouled. It's on Brody Zedeker. And Chris Janney will head to the free throw line with 1:46 to go in the half, and Henley up 26-14. Janney misses the first. Coming off 2 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals against Cottage Grove on Saturday. Second free throw is no good, off the back rim, and rebounded by the Miners. Tanasi from the left wing. Tanasi gets it back at the top of the key. Zedeker, left wing. Tanasi from the right wing to the top of the key. Corner three is in and out. Rebounded by McCready, kicked up to Montag. Montag on the left side, back up to Janney on the left wing. Back up to Hayes. Hayes tries to get around a defender, picks up a foul, and with Henley in the bonus, he'll go to the free throw line. It's on Zedeker, so back-to-back fouls on Brody Zedeker. He's got 2. And Aiden Hayes will head to the free throw line. 1:11 to go in the half. And Hayes makes the first free throw to make it 27-14 Henley. Hayes, well known for his stylish shoes. He's got a few different pairs. He's wearing the green ones tonight. Second free throw is also good, so it's 28-14 Henley. 1:03 to go in the first half. Tanasi tries to take it in, but loses the ball, or perhaps tried to fire a pass that went out of bounds. And Henley gets the ball back. Hayes to inbound. Gets it to Janney and gets it back. Takes it across midcourt. 50 seconds to go. Janney near the top of the key. Retreats to near midcourt. Gets it back to Hayes, top of the key. Right corner, Luke Bennett throws it to McCready. Throws it to Janney. On the left block, goes up and is fouled. A shot rimmed out. So Janney will shoot 2 free throws. And another foul on Brody Zedeker. That's his 3rd. He's had 3 fouls in a row for the Miners. So Chris Janney, who was a big part of Henley's state championship football team, makes the first free throw. Had 6 receptions for 56 yards and a touchdown, plus 5 tackles and 2 pass breakups in the Hornets state championship game win over Marist Catholic. Second free throw rather misses off the front of the rim. So with 33 seconds to go in the half, it's a 29-14 lead for Henley. Tanasi up top. Get it to McEwen. Still up the top of the key. On the left wing, it's Zedeker. Now Tanasi. On the right wing, McEwen. 10 seconds to go. Yreka's got to get something going here. They take it in, and it misses off the back of the rim. Out of bounds with 0.3 seconds to go. Don't think that'll be enough time for Henley to get up a last-second shot attempt. Or no, it's actually a Yreka ball, they call it. Tanasi to inbound. And the shot misses, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. Henley goes into halftime with a 29-14 lead. We'll be right back. I'm Matt Bowling. You're watching Henley Basketball on mybasin.com and listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions. your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place and then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
It's lead 29-14. They were up 16-7 after the first quarter. They scored the first 8 points of the game. It took Yreka until almost midway through the first quarter to get a bucket. The Miners have really not had much of an answer for Marcus McCready in the paint. Henley on defense, meanwhile, doing a pretty good job limiting the Miners' shot opportunities. Most of their points have come from three. They haven't really allowed them to get inside the paint much. We want to give you an update on the girls' game, which is also being streamed on mybasin.com. It's a 35-21 lead for Henley at the half over Yreka. Much closer than the championship, the first time these two teams played this season in the championship game at the Yreka Invitational. Henley won that game by a little more than 50. Either way, though, the Hornets, in either case, both of these games firmly in control with a solid double-digit lead, 15 for the boys and 14 for the girls. We're going to take another break. I'm Matt Bowling. You're listening to Henley Basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clownful Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clownful Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back. We are just under 4 minutes away from the second half here at Henley. It's the home opener for the Henley boys. They are up 29-14 over Yreka. Henley girls are up 35-21 at Yreka at halftime of their game. You can watch that game on mybasin.com as well as this game if you want to do a little split screen action. Let's take a look at what's next for the Henley teams. You've got the Hornets don't have any games this weekend, which will almost certainly be welcome for them as they have spent the past 2 weekends traveling for tournaments. 2 weeks ago, they were in Yreka for the Yreka Invitational. Last week, they were at Marist Catholic for the Marist Classic, so undoubtedly both teams glad not to be having any long bus rides, at least not until next week when the Henley boys will travel to Caldera next Wednesday for a 2 p.m. game. Caldera, 5A school. It'll be the second game that Henley's played against a 5A team this season. Henley girls will host Caldera the night before next Tuesday for a 6:30 game. After that, both teams are off until they head to the Sisters Shootout at Sisters High School after Christmas on December 28th, 29th, and 30th. We will, of course, be bringing you the Caldera games on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com. Both for the boys and girls. We are still determining how we're going to attack the Sisters Shootout. Henley boys are scheduled to play Madras at 5 p.m. on the 28th, Junction City at 7 p.m. on the 29th, and Sweet Home at 2 p.m. on the 30th. Henley girls, for their part, are going to be playing Banks at 3 p.m. on the 28th, Madras at 7 p.m. on the 29th, and Junction City at 4 p.m. on the 30th. So there's some potential conflicts there as Sisters High School going to be using multiple courts for their games. We will, of course, try to bring you as much Henley basketball as we can over the course of those three days as both teams off to their best starts in several years. Henley boys, best record through their first 6 games at 5-1 since the 2017-18 season. Henley girls starting 6-0 for the first time since the 2014-15 season. Coming off Henley football winning their first state championship in 41 years a few weeks ago. The vibes are pretty good around Henley right now. So we are just about ready for the start of the second half. I'm Matt Bowling here with you on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com. It's going to be Owen Harper inbounding for the Hornets at midcourt, and we're underway. Hayes takes it straight in from the top of the key. Won't go off the glass. McCready, the putback, bounces off the rim, and it's rebounded by Yreka. Tanasi, McEwen. In the right corner, McEwen. Back up to Tanasi. McEwen on the right wing. On the right elbow is McLean. From the left side, layup is good. It's Trevin Crane. As Janney almost had his shot blocked. It's 29-16 Henley, 7:16 to go in the third quarter. And the pass goes out of bounds back to Yreka. Crane turns it over. Hayes. Pass tipped and stolen by McEwen. Firing it ahead to Crane. Back up to Tanasi in front of his own bench. Sends one over to Zedeker in the right corner. Now Tanasi spinning his way in from the free throw line. Floater is no good, but they call a foul. So that's the first foul on Aiden Hayes. And the first of the quarter for Henley. They lead 29-16, 6:48 to go in the third. Tanasi makes the first free throw. He also runs track. He's the top long jumper and triple jumper for Yreka. Makes the second, so Henley's lead down to 29-18, 6:45 to go in the third. Bennett in from the left wing. Layup misses off the back of the rim. Tanasi brings it back up court. Pulls a long three. Rolls off the rim, and it's rebounded by Harper. He sends it down court to Bennett. Left wing. Harper at the top of the key. Free throw line jumper. Rolls out. Rebounded in traffic by Harper. Kicks it to McCready. He misses, gets his own miss, and puts it back. Little underhanded toss to McCready down low. Makes it 31-18. Henley with 6:05 to go in the third quarter. Tanasi. Left wing three is good for Trevin Crane. 31-21, Henley leads. 5:51 to go in the third. Hayes trying to cross a man up, gets it back in the left corner. Dribbles along the baseline, sends it up top to Harper. Janney on the left wing, into the free throw line, out to Bennett on the right wing. Janney at the free throw line, out to Owen Harper, left wing. Hayes in the high post, out to Janney, right wing three, too strong, rebounded by Harper, putback won't go. McCready is fouled going for it. It's on Brody Zedeker, that's his fourth. Foul count now even at one apiece. 5:26 to go in the third quarter. Marcus McCready will shoot two. He makes the first one. McCready, great stat line against Cottage Grove on Saturday. 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. He's getting ready for the second free throw and misses. But the rebound in the high post by Bennett. Back to McCready, goes through the lane and just powers his way to a bucket. Henley takes the timeout. They lead 34-21, 5:19 to go in the third quarter. I'm Matt Bowling. We'll be right back. You're watching Henley basketball on 104.3 and on mybasin.com and listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Welcome back. Henley up 34-21 with 5:10 to go in the third quarter as Aiden McFall has it in the left corner. Gets it to Crane on the left wing. Splits the defense, but he's swatted by McCready at the bucket. Hayes the other way. Hayes on the right wing. Bennett from the left corner to McCready on the left block. Hayes on the right corner. Takes it in and loses it. And they're going to call a tie-up as McCready got down on the floor, wrestling with McEwen for it. Possession arrow points to Yreka. So Tanasi inbounds it to Crane and gets it back as he's picked up at full court by Janney. Gets it to McEwen on the right side. Now back up to Tanasi at the midcourt logo. Down low with it is McLean, and he is fouled. It's on Luke Bennett. It's not a shooting foul. It's Bennett's second and the second of the quarter on Henley. So Tanasi will inbound from the right side of the baseline. Up top to McEwen. McEwen spinning in. High post, looking for help. Throws it almost into the backcourt. It's recovered by Crane. He is guarded tightly by Aiden Hayes. Manages to create some space and hands it to Tanasi. Still around the half-court logo. Tanasi gets a screen at the free throw line, pulls up, sends it off the back of the rim, rebounded by Crane, who pulls up from the free throw line. He sends it off the front of the rim. His own miss comes back to him, and he gives it to Tanasi. Tanasi guarded by Janney near the center circle. Crane on the right wing. McEwen in from the right corner. Back up to Crane. Left, right wing. And he's going to be called for a charge in the high post as he stuck his arm out and sent Aiden Hayes to the floor. That's the second foul on Trevin Crane, and it evens up the foul count at 2 apiece. Owen Harper and Chris Janney will come to the bench as Lane Frank and Bryson Montag check back in. Frank in the left corner. Dribbles it up to the top of the key. Has it stolen. McEwen loses it. Sends it out of bounds off the leg of Frank. And Yreka will keep possession. 3:33 to go in the third quarter. Henley still up 34-21. Tanasi to inbound from the right side of the baseline. Sends it up top to McFall. Tanasi, deep three from the right wing, would not go. Rebounded by Frank and given to Hayes. Hayes in the left lane. Nice move and nice finish by Aiden Hayes. Little acrobatics there as Yreka answers on the other end with a bucket from Skylar McLean. It's 36-23. Henley leads with 3 minutes even to go in the third. Luke Bennett in the right slot. Gets it to Frank on the right wing. Montag. Corner three from the left side. No good for Luke Bennett. And it's rebounded by Tanasi. Tanasi fires one ahead to McFall. Back up to Crane. Tanasi. Deep three misses. Rebounded by Luke Bennett. Bennett still going. He's going to try to go coast to coast. He puts it up. It's blocked. McCready is there for the putback attempt. He misses, and he'll be called for the foul over the back, going for the rebound. That's the first foul on McCready. And Luke Hammond is asking the officials for an explanation. He seems to disagree with that foul call. Henley up 36-23, 2:25 to go in the third. And they inbound it to Tanasi, who sends it up the court to McEwen. Back to Tanasi in the left slot. On the right wing, McEwen. Guarded by Bennett. McEwen dribbling to the free throw line. Pulls up off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Montag. Up to Bennett. Bennett in transition to the right corner. Fires it into McCready. McCready lost it. Got it back. Back out to Bennett. Pass almost intercepted, but tipped out of bounds by Trevin Crane on the left wing. Luke Bennett will inbound. Gets it to McCready up top. Back to Bennett in the left corner. Bennett guarded by McFall. Over to McCready. McCready at the free throw line. To Hayes. Takes it in from the left corner. McCready in the low post. Spins and lays it in. Yreka just gave him a little bit of room, and that was all he needed. It's 38-23 Henley. A minute and a half to go in the third. McFall pulls a three from the right wing. Airballs it. And Bennett turned it over on the rebound, but Gio McEwen could not keep it in bounds. Now Aiden Hayes will come up to rebound, or inbound, excuse me, and gives it to Luke Bennett, who takes it across half court. Hayes on the left wing. Guarded by Crane. Gets it to Frank up top. Now Bennett on the right wing. In the right short corner, Montag dished it to McCready, who got the and one. So McCready will head to the free throw line looking to complete the three-point play, and Yreka takes a timeout. We'll take 1-2. I'm Matt Bowling. You're listening to Henley Basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Welcome back. Marcus McCready completes the and one with a made free throw, and Henley takes a 41-23 lead with 1:05 to go in the third quarter. Aiden McFall on the right wing gets it to Isaac Tanasi with it around the midcourt logo. McFall from the right corner into Tanasi. Pass into the paint is intercepted by Hayes. Aiden Hayes walks it up the court for Henley. 39 seconds to go in the quarter. Janney. Montag around the free throw line. Elbow floater is no good. Tanasi. 28 seconds to go. Shot clock is off for Yreka. Tanasi around the free throw line. Brings it back out. Now to McFall, now to McEwen in the right corner. McFall on the right wing. Now Crane on the right wing. Tanasi back up top. 12 seconds to go. Tanasi directing traffic. 7 seconds to go. Tanasi. Pass tipped. Stolen by Montag. 2 seconds to go. Can Montag get it up? No, it's blocked. What a play to end the quarter by Trevin Crane. Racing down to block Bryson Montag's layup, and then he helped him up afterward. It's 41-23 Henley as we head to the fourth. I'm Matt Bowling. You're listening to Henley Basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clownfall Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clownfall Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Elbow jumper, no good from Owen Harper, and it's rebounded by Isaac Tanasi. Tanasi gets it up to Crane. Tanasi, left wing three, rattles off the rim. Rebounded by Montag, passes it up to Bennett. Bennett on the left wing. Bennett creating space, kicks it to Janney. Right wing in the high post. Owen Harper is fouled. And it looks like a substitution for Yreka. Brody Zedeker is back in as Aiden McFall heads to the bench. Luke Bennett to inbound. Pass too high for McCready, and it's intercepted. Crane. Layup no good for McEwen, but he's fouled. So Gio McEwen will head to the free throw line as Chris Janney picks up his first foul. Fourth quarter foul count even at 1 apiece. McEwen missed the first free throw. And the second one he makes. 41-24, Henley leads with 7:20 left in the game. And Henley turns it over on the inbound. It's going to be Isaac Tanasi to inbound from his own baseline, or from the Henley baseline rather. Crane up top on the right elbow, free throw line jumper off the backboard, no good. Comes back to Crane. Now McEwen up top. Now Tanasi in the left slot. Dribbling over to the top of the key, gets a screen. Whips one into the left corner for McEwen. McEwen loses the ball. It's picked up by Janney. Sent ahead to Montag. Montag has to gather it. Turns around and sinks the short corner jumper. It's 43-24 Henley with 6:40 left in the fourth quarter. Tanasi tries to answer with a three on the other end, but bricks it. Janney, the rebound, brings it up the right side to Bennett on the right wing. Janney up top on the left elbow, gives it to McCready, hits the turnaround shot off the glass. It's 45-24 Henley, 6:17 remaining. Tanasi over to McEwen on the right wing. Back up to Crane up top near the center circle. Crane tries to drive through the left lane. Up and under, no good. Swatted out of bounds by Crane. It'll be Henley ball. So Luke Bennett will inbound to Aiden Hayes, who brings it up court. Hayes guarded by Crane. Luke Bennett, left wing three, misses. Tanasi sends it up, it's tipped. Still comes down and finds its way to McEwen, who had nobody around him for the lay-in on the right side. A little bit of a lucky bounce there for Yreka, who trimmed the deficit to 45-26 with 5:31 to go. And Trevin Crane picks up a foul. It's the second foul on Yreka and the third on Crane. Montag near his own bench, gives it to Hayes. Sends it to McCready on the right elbow. Hayes from the right corner, 3 in and out. Tanasi the rebound. Tanasi, top of the key, 3 off the back of the rim. Yreka keeps it alive. Crane with a right wing 3. That one would not go either, and it's rebounded by Montag. Montag dishes it to Hayes. And that shot is no good from the left side. Tanasi on the left wing in front of his own bench. Dribbles into the left corner, puts up a 3, and it goes. Henley leads 45-29 with 4:40 remaining. Hayes all alone in the left corner. Was unable to set up a 3 in time after getting that pass. He is fouled as he throws it across the court for Luke Bennett. It's on Trevin Crane. That is his 4th, and he will come to the bench. It's the 4th foul of the quarter on Yreka. One more, and Henley's in the bonus. They lead 45-29 with 4:32 left in the game. And Marcus McCready is going to shoot it by himself. I'm not sure if they changed the foul to a technical or an intentional foul, but McCready misses the first free throw. We'll see if Henley gets possession after this. McCready misses the second. Henley will keep possession. Aiden Hayes to inbound in the front court. Referees are having a word with the Yreka bench. Now the scorer's table. And making sure the exact nature of the foul is sorted out. So Hayes to inbound. Gets it to Harper, who loses it in the paint. Tanasi the other way. At the top of the key. Guarded by Montag. Gets it back. Right wing. Now guarded by Bennett. Sends one underneath. Tanasi. Stolen by Bennett, but it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Miners. Nathan Fitzpatrick checks in for Yreka. And Lane Frank comes back in for Henley. Inbounds pass, goes wide. It's saved from going out of bounds, but turned over. Lane Frank almost had his pocket picked. It fell to Aiden Hayes. Luke Bennett to Montag in the left corner. He sinks a 3. 48-29 Henley, 3:55 remaining. On the baseline, it's Brody Zedeker who draws a foul. Foul is charged to Lane Frank. It's his first. Henley's second. Inbound to Tanasi in the right corner. Guarded by Montag. On the right block, spinning in the paint and scoring is Skylar McLean. Henley up 48-31, 3:38 to go. Hayes kicks it to Frank in the left corner. His 3 is blocked, but it finds its way down to the paint. Montag goes up and gets fouled. That was Zedeker blocking the 3, but it's still, the possession still ends with some possible points for Henley as Montag comes to the free throw line. Misses the first one. He had 2 points, 5 rebounds, and a block against Cottage Grove on Saturday. Second free throw in and out. It remains 48-31 Henley with 3:20 to go. Tanasi on the right slot, over to Fitzpatrick. Now Dunbar, left corner 3, bounces off the back of the rim. Pulled down by McCready and given to Hayes. Aiden Hayes brings it up court. It's Luke Bennett to McCready in the high post, and the jumper is good. 50-31, Henley leads, 2:52 to go. Dunbar on the left wing. Fitzpatrick over to Zedeker, taken away by Aiden Hayes on the right wing. Hayes trying to go coast to coast with it, and does. A little burst of speed there from the senior, and Henley takes a timeout, leading 52-31 with 2:34 to go. We'll be right back. You're watching Henley Basketball on mybasin.com and listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Welcome back. Henley up 52-31 with 2.5 minutes to go in the game. It has been all Hornets so far in their home opener against Yreka. Dribbling on the right block and drawing a shooting foul is Skylar McLean. They get Peyton Lickner with the foul. It's his first, as he's checked in for the first time. And McLean's first free throw rolls off the rim, no good. Second free throw rolls in off the front rim. So it's a 20-point game. 52-32, 2:17 to go. Lane Frank from the top of the key. Sends it back up top to Micah Ibarra. Now Montag pulls up from mid-range. Short right corner, rebounded, and taken the other way. It's Isaac Tanasi. Tanasi pulls a deep three from the left wing. Bricks it. Offensive rebound from Skylar McLean, who draws a foul. So another trip to the free throw line for McLean. 5 out there for Henley now are Lane Frank, Peyton Lickner, Bryson Montag, Micah Ibarra. And we've got a number 40 out there. There's no number 40 on Henley's roster. He's one of the probably a last-minute JV call-up as Henley a little short-handed with injuries to TJ Chavez and Joe Janney. So both free throws are good for Skylar McLean, so it's 52-34 Henley with 1:47 to go. Underneath on the left side, Lickner's layup is good. And Peyton Lickner is into the scorebook. That draws a nice loud cheer from the Henley crowd as a right wing three misses for Jaden Dunbar on the other end. Up ahead, Montag puts up a floater from the left side and sinks it. 56-34 Henley, 1:20 to go. Dunbar on the right wing. Zane Van with it from the right corner and draws a foul. That is the 5th foul of the quarter on Henley, so it'll send Zane Van to the free throw line. Second foul on Bryson Montag. 1:12 to go in the 4th quarter. Van makes the first free throw. And Tommy Davis checks in for Yreka as Jaden Dunbar heads to the bench. Second free throw misses off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Lickner and given to Lane Frank. Frank almost loses it on the left wing. He does lose it, but Henley picks it up. Lickner Left elbow jumper, misses. Rebounded by Van, or rather Jeremiah Hale, and Yreka brings it back up. Here's Van in the right corner, on the right wing, really. Gets it back there. Takes it along the baseline, sends one into the paint. It misses its intended target, but comes to Nathan Fitzpatrick in the left corner. Now Hale, now Vane, throws it into the paint where it's intercepted by Lane Frank, who misses the coast-to-coast. Put back, no good. And a second attempt was also no good for Lichtner. Jeremiah Hale almost has his pocket picked near midcourt. With it at the top of the key, guarded by Montag. Whips it down low. Shot misses, rebounded by Ibarra. 3 seconds to go, and that should do it. Ibarra going for one last shot, and he beats the buzzer. Micah Ibarra, the freshman, one of the JV call-ups, gets his first varsity points in buzzer-beating fashion. That makes it 58-35, the final score here at Henley. Hornets win their home opener and improve to 6-1 on the season. We'll take a break, give you a little post-game recap on the other side. I'm Matt Bowling. You're listening to Henley Basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. It's the third year.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Henley wraps up a 58-35 win over Yreka in their home opener. The boys led 16-7 after one, 29-14 at the half, and 41-21 after 3. Really just in control from the very beginning, never trailing, score was never even within less than 5 after they got out to an 8-0 lead. It took Yreka until almost midway through the first quarter to score their first points. Really comprehensive win for Henley. Another solid defensive performance. Just all around great showing for the Hornets in their home opener, and they are now 6-1 through their first 7 games, a continuation of what was their best start since the 2017-18 season. A home opener for the Henley boys. The Henley girls, meanwhile, were in Yreka. They are up 67-39 with 3 minutes to go, so looking like another dominant win for the Henley girls. We will take one more break. When we come back, we'll go over what's next for both Henley teams. I'm Matt Bowling. You're listening to Henley Basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports, on mybasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Welcome back. Henley boys polishing off a 58-35 win over Yreka in their home opener. Meanwhile, the Henley girls down in Yreka are up 67-39 over the Miners with 3 minutes to go. Next, the Hornets are off until next week. The Henley girls will host 5A Caldera at 6:30 on Tuesday night. Then the next day, Wednesday the 20th, the Henley boys will travel to Caldera. So both teams playing their second 5A matchups of the season. After that, the Hornets are off until after Christmas, and they will head to the Sisters Shootout up at Sisters High School December 28th, 29th, and 30th. We will be bringing you both Caldera games right here on mybasin.com, with the boys game also airing on 104.3 and 960 Sports. And we will be bringing you as many of the Sisters Shootout games as we possibly can. So that about does it here at Henley High School. I want to thank those of you who tuned in tonight, whether you were here all along or just for a little bit. We appreciate you tuning in, whether it be through mybasin.com or on 104.3 and 960 Sports. So one more time, I'm Matt Bowling saying good night from Henley. You've been listening to Hornets basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and watching on mybasin.com.